Alright, so guys, this is something I've never done. Ever. Sun's going down and I'm going for a walk in the woods, and by the time I get back, it looks quite bright, but believe me, the sun's going down. And I can't find my bear spray. So, you know what there is in here though? I think I told you guys last time. There's a moose in here. As I go down here, it'll get darker. But there's a moose in here. I heard this really loud call the last time I was here. And I was kind of looking in the direction of that call. And some fisherman's walking past. He's like, "Do you hear an animal or something?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I heard this huge bellow." I mean, it was like a ooh, not like a Bigfoot, but more like a cow. And he said, well, I said it sounded like a big cow or something. And he said, "Yeah, that's the moose. There's a moose up here. It's been seen." And I definitely don't want to run into a moose, but there's also coyotes and stuff, and that's why I wanted the bear spray. Because, when I come down here during the day, I don't see a damn thing because one of the animals come out, I thought I'd take a quick little trip just to see if there's any activity at this time of night with animals and stuff, because that'd be cool. Even to see deer and stuff. We did hear a bear down here one time. We think we did. We were down here with our stroller with the baby and my wife and I, and we heard, well, she did, I didn't hear it. She heard this big growl on the other side of the bushes, and she's freaking out. I'm like, I think it was thunder. It's just like, no, that was a growl. It was a really big growl. That must be a bear. Let's get the hell out of here. So she was all panicked. See, there's the sun. And yeah, it's just little squirrels. Perfect time of night to be fishing. I don't like not having my spray on me, but that's okay. That's the water. It's a nice shot, huh? Like I always say, I would go live, but there's no signal down here, so there's no point. It would just be all choppy and crappy. I'd rather do it like this, upload it onto my computer, convert it to the movie file to a MP4, and then upload it. It's a process, but and these kind of videos also, I don't like to edit. It's just a hike. I don't really want to be all professional about it. I'll just pat my camera up that way. In case you guys see anything cool that I miss. A lot of fern down here. The quality of these cameras is insane, isn't it? And this is the other side. It's a neat little place. I really wish my kids would come down here, but well, even if I do get them down, they'll be like too slow, and they'll be griping about having to walk, and it's kind of bums me out because I'd really like to, show them all this stuff, but Maybe when they're older. That sounds like a snake. No, it's not. It's a chipmunk by the sounds of it. You know, when I was growing up, we didn't have animals growing up. I was raised by my grandparents. There's people coming. But they, back in the old days, they didn't want pets in the house, especially in Ireland. I don't know what it was like here. But, hey guys. But the well, back in Ireland, they didn't really let pets into the house. I mean, you bought a couch, right? And you paid good money for that couch. And you didn't want animals jumping up on it, you know? And you know, you bought a nice carpet. Because carpet was a big thing in those days, and you didn't want an animal running about your carpet either, peeing on it or crapping on it or leaving hairs on it. So, well, plus my grandmother was a little OCD about that kind of stuff. So it was much later until I kind of developed real empathy for animals when I actually got one myself. Also the same for kids. I mean, I really, you know, I always like kids and stuff, but I really connected with them when I had kids of my own. And well, it's the same with animals. We had a dog. I never really connected with the dog. It was kind of a nuisance, and I feel bad for saying that, but it had when the depression happened there, this family we knew foreclosed on their house, and they went to an apartment, and they couldn't bring their new dog with them. And we took it on, you know, but apparently it was really mistreated with the family we got it from. So it was always like really nervous and neurotic. It was always crapping on the floor and peeing, and I just kind of resented it, if you know what I mean. And that was my grandmother coming through in me, you know. So I never really connected with the dog. I wasn't bad to it or anything, but I didn't show it as much love as it needed. But then we got a hamster and a couple of guinea pigs. Oh my God, I love those things. They are so sweet. I mean, they're so innocent. I mean, all they eat is like hay and seeds and stuff. They just live the way God intended, you know. They don't take any more than they need. I love that about them. They're very adorable. But we would get a dog. But it's just more heartache, you know, when he finally goes, you know. So we're very slow to get a dog. Plus, it's a lot of money. I mean, if something goes wrong with the dog, you bring it to the vet. You know, every time you go, it seems to be like $500. It's like having another car. You know, and I have enough problems with my car. Let me tell you, that car has broken my heart this last 6 months. I mean, I've easily spent $6,000 on that thing. And that's just repairs. That's not gas. I do 30,000 miles a year. So you know, it's just, my vehicle's always in the shop. I'm always getting new tires. You know, it's $100 a week on gas. You know, and if I have a slow period in work, which is what the van is for, then, you know, it becomes a problem. You know, if I'm working all the time, yeah, I'm self-employed, so if I have jobs coming in steadily, fine, I can afford the thing. But when things slow up, and they do, there's a pattern, you know, and you never know when it's going to come. It's a patternless pattern. But you never know when it's going to hit. But, you know, traditionally it's around holidays, right? Because people don't want people in their homes. They're thinking about other stuff rather than getting their kitchen done. Work comes to a halt. But then I can be lucky and I can be working on a house that no one lives in, and it's just business as usual. But new construction is hard to come by if you're not a big, well-known outfit. I sprayed off on me before I got here. This row of trees are burnt, see them? So I spray it off on me and it's burning. I know this stuff's not good for you, but there's a lot of mosquitoes around here. See that brown thing over there? Hold on, see that? Oh, I am close up. Ooh. I wonder, should I go close up or far away? I think I'm better going close up, because you can, with the old phones, when you went close up, the image distorted. But it doesn't seem so with this phone. Let me see, so that brown thing's over there. I just want to see what it is. That's as far as it goes. I think it's just some kind of root, you know, stump. It's only about 2 feet high. I just wonder what it was, that's all. Sucky thing is I don't have my glasses with me, so you guys have to be my eyes, well, my ears, or sorry, my eyes. Anyway. You know, I listen to these encounters on YouTube. You know, I don't know if half of them are true. But, you know, I listen with an open mind, and some of them are absolutely terrifying. You know, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't be happy. Like, at night time, I'm sure this is a damn creepy place. You know? I was watching a guy, see the bird on the tree still. Found a new video last night. I can't remember the name of it. It might be in my history, but it's just a guy who camps, solo camps in the midwinter and stuff. It's very interesting. I think he hams it up. I'm not too sure, but one video there was something walking around outside of his tent, and then it was scratching his tent. You know, and he got out and looked around with his flashlight. There was nothing there. But then he goes over with a stick and starts banging trees, so he's obviously a believer. You know, a lot of these camping guys that aren't believers, and the camping channel is just about camping, and then they have this thing right in the middle of it. I tend to give him more credence. Well, to be honest, this guy's kind of like that too. He doesn't talk a lot about Bigfoot. It's mostly about solo camping, which I don't know if I have the nerve to do. Okay, so that's a 14-minute walk. I want to make this a 30-minute video, but this is very pretty here, isn't it? That's a 14-minute walk. So if I walk back out, that'll be 30 minutes. And I gotta get the kids ice cream. Yeah, this place was devastated. Look at that shit. I actually saw this on the way home one day. Just saw a big cloud of smoke coming from this direction. I was like 10 miles away. And the next time I came down here, it was like all charred, and I was like, oh, that's what it was. And as you can see, this is why roads like this exist. You know, the Department of what do you call it? Parks and Rec, I think it's called here. I don't know. No, DPW, Department of Public Works, I think it is. I think they're in charge of this area, so they're always coming through in their pickups. I'm tempted to ask them, you know, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen here? You know, when you ever ask that question, they know what your angle is, right? You know, I always go on about there's no way there's activity here. You know, it's actually darker than it looks, by the way, guys. It looks quite bright here, but it's not. So they always know what your angle is. You know, and you know, they're always like, what do you mean, Bigfoot or something? So I had a few beers in me one night, and I just came out and I was staying at the campground, and I came out and asked the girl, you know, she was like 17. She's like, who is this effing weirdo? But I thought that maybe because she was younger, she might be a little more open-minded, but she was just kind of clueless, didn't know what I was talking about. But it was up in New Hampshire, I mean, and that night I was going to sleep, and I woke up, same time as I woke up in Oklahoma actually, around 3 o'clock. And I heard wood knocking, I really did. It was off in the distance, but I heard thuds. And like, we were in a very remote area. Yeah, there's a campsite there, and there was a town like 5 miles away. But that was it, and I heard knocking, and I heard coyotes too. Because maybe that's what woke me up, the coyotes. But I lay there, and I heard this boom, 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 you know, tree knocks. So that was kind of cool. Of course, I was staying with all these dads, you know. We were up there with the kids, and I didn't even tell them, you know. They're just, you know, they're not going to listen to me. I don't think I'm full of it. Plus, you know, a lot of people just aren't interested in the topic. I mean, I find it fascinating, you know. You know, if you told people, if people found out there actually this creature did exist, some people might just not care, might not give a shit. It might be just like like some other species that they came across, and wow, that's cool. But I mean, it wouldn't turn into a hobby for them. You know, the ears would perk up. Not everybody though. Now this is quite dark here. I always want to come out at this time of night. I'd like to come down here in the pitch black, but I don't know. There's more things than Bigfoot out there, right? And I am a superstitious person. Something walking around down there. I'm a suspicious person, and I was listening to some stuff about CERN today. You know, and I'd have to watch it again, but it was on a well-known podcast. I don't watch the guy much, but he's kind of a tough guy and like a Patrick Ben David type. And his guest was just talking about, I don't know what that is. I hear a dog. Oh no, that's geese. And he was talking about some other guy, some of you guys might know this, some other guy with Einstein discovered that there was a way to make, now I'm going to sound like a total tard here, right? Because I really don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't even know if this guy was totally serious, but there's a lot of stuff coming out about CERN at the minute, right? And this guy believes that there are portals in the galaxy, you know? And what was he saying? But he was also talking about wormholes. And he gave the famous example from, what do you call that movie? Ah, God, the one where the spaceship goes into deep space and it goes missing for years and years. Event Horizon, that's it. And Sam Neill is the main character, and it becomes a bit of a looper. And he's trying to explain that the ship might have went through a wormhole, and he kind of gives an example of a wormhole, and he gets a piece of paper, folds it in half, and puts a pencil through it. That's what this guy did anyway. So I don't know the whole gist of the conversation, but it was along the lines of that. But this ship had come back, and they were a salvage crew or something. I can't remember, kind of like Aliens. Remember when Aliens went out, the guys from the corporation went out and got that ship? Something like that, and they got the ship. There's nobody on it. It's long gone. And things started happening. Now, I don't know if they found the video recording first, but there was a video recording on deck. And it was basically everybody was going insane, ripping their eyeballs out. One guy stuck his whole arm down his throat. It was quite disturbing, you know. Great movie. But for some reason they were on the ship. Were they trapped on the ship? I'm not sure. But they all started having these visions of when they were kids or when they were younger, and things that had happened to them, like trauma. It was PTSD, and it was coming back up to haunt them, but it was actually like there was a presence on the ship making them have this stuff. And our protagonist, Sam Neill, proclaims that the ship has been to hell, and he goes nuts. And I'm not going to tell you any more about the movie in case you decide to watch it. But you know what would be really cool and really terrifying at the same time? If I did actually have an encounter, right, where I had eyes on one of these things, up in the trees, just looking at me from behind a tree, no threat. Yes, I'd be scared, but I would live. And that would be my confirmation. And then I would take this thing really, really serious. Yeah, it's getting very dark down here now. I'm glad I decided to turn back. I actually have a flashlight on me, just in case. But I would start to take this thing really serious, and it would be my retirement gig. You know, I would definitely devote a lot of time to it. And I know a lot of you already do, but a lot of you have had confirmation. I can't rely on other people's confirmation. I have to have my own confirmation. You get it. You know, I'm not saying that I don't believe people. I'm just saying I need to know for myself. Okay, so if we have any activity, it's not going to come from the water. It's going to come from up there, where the vantage point is, up on the ridge. You guys tell me if you see anything. I can't see a damn thing. Even animals. You know, if there was a few deer up there, I wouldn't see a thing. I mean, if a few coyotes come down from that ridge, I would have to find a big stick very quickly. Hear that? Came from over there. Don't know what it was. but it was like way over there. Yeah, I can't wait to get down to Oklahoma again, man. Get camping, 'cause that's a lot of fun. And you know that they're out there, right? They're out there somewhere, and you're setting yourself up as bait. They come to you, and you just sit and have a laugh. Cook some steaks, tell some stories, keep the fire going. I did hear one story. It was on Sasquatch Chronicles, and the guy, I think it was the one where the title is I Ran Into It. This guy was literally in the woods around Devons, which was a big army base, 20 minutes from me. There's a nice lake there called Mirror Lake. It's really safe. A lot of military families go, so I consider that a safe place. So you bring the kids down there. And it has a floaty that you can jump from and stuff, and you know, water's really good, it's clean, well taken care of. You can rent canoes and stuff, and those things you stand up on, what do you call them? I don't know, but but around that area it is woody, but I mean it's not Washington, you know. But a guy, I must listen to that again. That's my son calling. I must listen to that again. My he said he literally, I think he was a kid, he literally ran into it. They bumped into the damn thing. That's all I remember from the story. I think he got up and ran like hell. But that's not far from, I always think that's a tree structure, right? That's a cool looking one if it is, but you know, it looks pretty natural, but it looks like you know, it could be, it looks like actually the cavalry's symbol on the front of their hat of the two swords. But yeah, I think my son's trying to call me, so I'm going to call him back, and I'm almost at the car. It's almost been 30 minutes, so I will see you guys later. And you know, I will be this weekend's crazy with a holiday weekend. I want to get a few of us together and do a live stream, a kind of a round table thing, just shoot the shit, you know, open conversation, but we can hit a few points, you know. You know, Dave, Pat, Brent, whoever. I'm trying to get my friend the skeptic on here too, because he's not really going to listen to me, because he knows he knows me from back in the day, you know. But if he's talking to people who've had, you know, experiences and know what they're talking about, he might listen to you. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. This is Saturday night, about 8 o'clock. Sun's got about 20 minutes left, and I'll see you all later.